Hello and welcome back to Vit-Ap Vit-Ap YouTube channel, guys. Once again, we are back with another topic in Java programming. So today's discussion is going to be on for loop. Okay. So basically, at first I'll be typing the code and then I'll be explaining you the concept and the syntax of for loop. So today's code is going to be public class main and public static void main. So these two lines are very much mandatory in Java programming, as I said in our previous video, and which is followed by int I that is equals to 0. And I'm assigning a variable I whose type is int and its value is 0. And followed by for condition I equals to 0 and I is less than 10 and I plus plus. Okay, and continue. And then followed by print statement. Okay, system dot out dot print ln value of I. Okay, so this is today's code and I'll be explaining you the syntax and the concept of for loop, and more we are giving another like a statement continue here, and I'll be explaining you that too. Yeah, so basically the syntax of the for loop will be like for statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 and close open curly bracket. Okay, so this is the basic structure of the for loop, and where each statement represents different tasks. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 will be representing different tasks. So in rough language, you may consider statement 1 will be initializing a variable. Here we initialized a variable I whose value is 0, right? So statement 1 will be initializing a variable. And in more professionally in coding language, we can say that statement 1 it will be executed before the executing the code block. Okay, yeah, I know that's a typical language, so that's the reason we can consider it as it will be initializing a variable. Okay, and well, when it comes to statement 2, it will be assigning a condition. Okay, as we have assigned a condition here, I is less than 10. So statement 2 is meant for defining a condition. And well, when it comes to statement 3, it can be like iteration, or it can be like I equals to I plus 1 or I equals to I minus 1, or you may consider it as this will come into picture after the code block has been executed. Okay, so for example, in rough language I'll explain you. First, suppose you have initialized a variable a whose value is 12, and then going to next step, you'll be giving a condition that a is less than 20, and this is your condition, and you'll be adding a equals to a plus 1 until this condition satisfied. Okay, so here roughly I can say that this is your statement 1, this is your statement 2, and this is your statement 3. Okay, so statement 3 represents this. You may consider a plus plus, okay, sorry, a plus plus as a equals to a plus 1 also. Okay, so I hope you understand the definitions of the statements here. Yeah, so this is your basic structure of for loop, and when it comes to continue defines that until this condition is approved or until this condition is satisfied, you just need to continue the loop here. Okay, once this condition is dissatisfied, or you may consider at present it is I is less than 10, or suppose you say that here I value is 10, which is not satisfying the condition, right? So at that moment it will be coming out of the loop because it is not satisfying the condition, and it will not continue, it will no longer continue the loop. Okay, So that's the point here. And now I'll be explaining you the code. Public class main, public static void main. These both lines are very much important in Java programming. And well, when it comes to the assigning a variable, we have assigned a variable I whose type is integer. Okay, whose type is integer, and we have assigned a value to it as 0. And then we have applied a for condition here. So this is a statement 1, this is statement 2, this is statement 3. So in statement 1 we have assigned a variable, and in statement 2, as I said, we have given a condition. And well, in statement 3 we have iterated it with 1. So and then until the until the condition is satisfied, this loop going to continue. Okay, so yeah, I'll explain you that very briefly in my notepad. Yeah, so let us assume that case 1. Okay, I'll just zoom this in. Yeah, case 1. In a case 1, I equals to 0, right? Yeah, this we have initialized. I'll be going like this in ratio. Statement 1 followed by statement 2 followed by statement 3. Okay, statement 1 we have given I equals to 0, right? And statement 2 is 0 less than 10. Yes, of course it is less than 10. So it will be iterated. That means I equals to I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1. So at case 2 we'll be getting our I value as 1 and check whether it is less than 0 or not. 1 is less than 10. Is that true? Yes, of course it's true. So it will be iterated. That means 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So when it continues up to 10, when we'll be getting a case where I value will be equals to 10. Okay, and check whether it is less than 10 or not. Is 10 less than 10? No, right? So we won't getting, will not iterate it anymore. That means we'll not add 10 plus 1 anymore, because the condition is dissatisfied here. So as a condition is dissatisfied here, our loop, we won't execute this loop anymore. That means it will be coming out of this loop. So the point where our condition is dissatisfied is I equals to 10. So at this point our condition is dissatisfied, right? So we'll be getting an output as I equals to 10. Watch it carefully. So guys, as we discussed, we got our output as 10, right? So that's the logic behind this code. So I'll be just giving the outlines once again. In for loop, we'll be giving the 3 statements, that is statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. In statement 1, we'll be initializing a variable. In statement 2, we'll be giving a condition to that variable. And in statement 3, according to the condition, we'll be iterating a value, or will be reducing the value, and etc. Such of thing, right? So that's it for this video. If you have any doubts, you just comment me in the comment section, and stay tuned with the channel, and thank you for watching this video.